we need to make an overhead support for the alleyway. And today is a microscopic look into what we've done in the past. We have had issues with the rails going outward on each sides at this spot where there's 3 separate gates. So we have to create an overhead support for the east side right over there and the west side right there to make sure that they don't keep bowing out. Yesterday we measured, we used ratchet straps to bring those 2 sides together. We leveled them, made sure they were level, and then we took measurements, and now we're about to cut them. The ratchet strap yesterday helped, but we've had to chain this because this got so separated that it wasn't even latching originally. So this is to keep the horses from pushing the gate open and going up the alley.
I'm just trying to make this a pattern that we can have around here for coping, where we're just going to use a little bit of this and hold it up, see where it can go on the pipe exactly as high as we can go without interfering with our other welds that are already there. Out there, or you can cope like that with a pointed end. Just depends on how far and how deep you want it to go inside of your post, which will basically match up like that, and then you can weld around it or like that. And these of course are different sizes, so that's not a true representation. This is better. This piece of it threw away. Our overhead's going to tap in like that. Only the shoulder is off a little bit, as you can see. It doesn't matter. We're just using this as a piece to go slide up and down to see where the other welds go, but it should sit just like that. There's a little gap in there. But it's good enough for what we want to use it for a pattern from now on.
We had a pretty good chunk of plate, so we cut that into 4 separate gussets, and those will support the under portions of the overheads to make sure that they don't slip and fall. Now that we have coped these ends, we have the gussets prepared. This is kind of what it'll look like. We'll have the vertical post is set. This overhead will be hugged up to it like so. We will weld all the seams. This gusset will be underneath of here to help support the underside of this horizontal piece as it holds itself up and helps support each vertical post.
Now, pick this up.
You want it this way or the opposite way?
Ooh, that's pretty flat. So this end, this is as high as that can go, right? I pulled it down just a little bit so that it's not on the top of that. So if this has to come down because that's high, this is high, we need to bring that end down. So let's grab something to hold this on, as in like twine.
The problem is if you do that, that's already at a higher angle than here.
Is it higher?
Yes, that's what I was saying. So if you bring this down, you're going to just have to keep bringing it down more over there.
Okay. Let's do this.
Like I can.
So this is higher than that?
Yeah. That's why I asked you, because I know this is more or less probably level, right?
Yeah.
Roughly. And you could barely touch the top, and look at where my hand's at.
Yeah.
And I'm shorter than you by about 2-3 inches. 3 inches.
Except that this gate is a little bit, that gate's higher than this gate.
Sure.
Is that where your mark is for about 12 foot?
Bring your hand up just ever so much. Maybe bring it up an inch.
So what we want to do then, we find we got our sides here, we got our level here, right? So we want to do this piece first and scrape that out on both sides so that we'll put our gusset in. And then once we got the gusset on, then we'll weld a gusset on here and then set our pipe in and then hoist that pipe up to where it needs to go, have that all completely cleaned off, put it in, then we can kind of put a level on it where we want that gusset to go, set it, and then, or weld that gusset in and then set the post down on top of it and then weld around it, or weld around both sides. See, that's just a bit off.
That was way better. It was 3/4 of a bubble yesterday.
Yeah, well, this is the other direction because we got this gate hanging here too. That's pretty good right there.
Yesterday we measured and it was 143 3/4 across that span. I just got 143 3/8. So both wind and the angle of those vertical posts, we've improved already by over 1/4 of an inch. We've got 3/8 of an inch, I guess, back, so it's pretty good.
Inch. A little more. Well, no, because we gotta make sure we're just at the top here. And we'll see what we come up with. This first coat, we just want it to be square, right?
Yeah.
And we could cut a 45 in there and then just find where the half is on that other one too, you know. So I think we're good.
Okay, there. After a small treasure hunt for a green ladder, we're back on track. So now we're gonna take this tractor, hook it up to that welder, set it on top of the flatbed so that then we can weld up there. The Hashknife Ranch, OSHA certified.
solid.
Now the overhead's all set, and tomorrow we will work to place the next one on.
And you got to take yours up. You're going to mark your spot with your pattern.
So you want me to mark the pattern first?
Yeah. Then you can go from the bottom, because we know it's going to be as high as we want to go. We'll try to match it with that post over there, right?
Like right there.
Yeah. That side looks damn near perfect.
It just looks pretty square.
Yep. Take it to the west or east a little bit. There you go, right there.
You gotta go up.
I gotta go up?
Yeah. Yeah, right there.
Okay, you see where how that's off a little bit now? Or that's slipped down a little bit, so it's below your mark, but that's going to be about perfect, because I think the whole thing had to come down just a touch anyway. Okay.
After 2 days, the overheads are complete. It looks like a square, and it's nice and sturdy. This is gonna help out with gates so much better. Things will be straight, things will be swinging correctly. It's fantastic. Small jobs, but big impact.